xStocks launches on BNB Chain. With 50-plus tokenized U.S. stocks, xStocks, the backed finance tokenized equities product, is now live on BNB Chain, with more than 50 U.S. stocks tradable on-chain. Cointelegraph confirmed the rollout on April 30, 2026, after the official announcement hit X earlier in the day. The launch makes BNB Chain the second public network to host the xStocks suite, alongside its existing Solana deployment. Backed pitches xStocks as 1.1 equity-backed tokens, where each token represents a real share held by a regulated custodian and redeemable for the underlying. The BNB Chain catalog covers the names retail traders click on most: Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, Microsoft, Meta, plus broad market wrappers like SPY and QQQ. Why a second chain, and why BNB Solana has carried xStocks volume since the product launched, with Jupiter, Radium, and Camino quoting the tokens inside their existing DEX flows. Adding BNB Chain as a distribution play more than a technical one, BNB Chain still ranks among the highest daily active address networks, and Binance ecosystem wallets default to it. Putting 50-plus U.S. equity tokens in front of that audience on a chain they already use removes the one-click bridge step that has limited reach so far. It also gives back to hedge against single-chain risk. Tokenized real-world assets that live entirely on one network inherit that network's outage history, sequencer issues, and geographic regulatory exposure. The same xStocks token wrapper now exists on two heterogeneous chains, with the issuer holding the underlying shares off-chain. What you actually get when you buy the mechanics on BNB Chain mirror Solana. Backed mints a token against a custodied share. Secondary trading happens on DEX and aggregators that list the pair. Holders do not receive voting rights or U.S. tax forms in the same way a Robinhood share would. And dividends are handled through token-level distributions rather than direct cash payments to shareholders of record. That distinction matters for anyone treating xStocks like a crypto-native brokerage account. They are equity tracking instruments, not equities. KYC sits at the mint and redeem layer. On the open market, anyone with a wallet can take a position, which is the entire point of the wrapper. The broader tokenized equities race. The launch lands in a busy week for tokenized stocks. Securitize and Computershare opened a registered transfer agent path that could eventually move $70 trillion of U.S. equities on-chain through the traditional cap table system. State Street has signaled it will use its $54.5 trillion custody base to deliver tokenized fund products. Both are institutional plumbing. xStocks sits at the other end of the stack, a retail-facing wrapper running on permissionless DEX. The two ends are starting to converge. If transfer agent rails go live at scale, products like xStocks will face a choice between staying as offshore-issued synthetic wrappers or migrating to fully registered on-chain shares with the same token UX. BNB Chain expansion suggests Backed is choosing to maximize reach now, while that question is still open. What to watch next? 3 things will tell you whether this is a real expansion or a press release expansion. First, depth. Do BNB Chain liquidity pools cross meaningful size, or do quotes stay thin enough that any market order moves the price? Second, redemption flow. Are holders actually pulling the underlying shares, or is the wrapper used purely as a speculative tracker? Third, listing pace. Does Backed add the next 100 tickers, or does the catalog stall at the index and FA-ANG level? Bitcoin trades at $76,330 as of April 30, 2026, down 0.3% over 24 hours, with the Fear and Greed Index at 40. Risk appetite is muted, which is the kind of tape that historically rewards utility launches over narrative pumps.